What's going on, everyone? What's going on? All right. Today I have a very spicy topic. Today's topic is very spicy. All right. Um, so today's topic's a little bit spicy. Why? Because it's a needed conversation. Um, Alrighty. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, great. Got YouTube situated. All right, cool. So we are live. We're live. We're live. Um, let me get Clubhouse on board, and then we are going to hit it off. Boom. All right, cool. All right, so now we have everything up and running. So needed conversation, very, very needed conversation. Um, I know a lot of credit repair businesses and a lot of credit repair business owners. They don't do as much live as me, and they don't discuss the things that I discuss. And one of the big things that I'm going to do for all my credit repair business owners is I am launching a training. So to all the credit repair business owners out there, I am putting together a framework where I'm going to teach you if you're making anything below 20,000. So if you're a credit repair business and you're making below 20,000, I have put together a framework, basically using the blueprint that I'm using, and I'm going to be teaching y'all this blueprint. So for all my credit repair business owners out there, I have something coming for you probably within the next 10 to 21 days. I have something for you. As you can see, what today's title is about, Abusive Debt Collection Practices Act, or practices. And guess what? I have a very big announcement I'm going to announce during the live. So y'all stick around. I'm going to give y'all some information there. Um, the next thing is debt collection. Debt collection has changed. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I really hope I'm not the only one that's talking about it. All the credit repair business owners out there and the credit repair specialists, your financial advisors, I really need y'all to be bringing this information to the people. There's a new law. I've been screaming this for the last, what is it now? 5, 6 months. So November, December, yeah. For the last 6 months, I've been saying there's new laws and new protocols in place. If you're using Cornell law for FDCPA, if you're doing 15 USC 1692 and you're going to Cornell law, it is not updated. I checked it right before I came on this live. It is not updated. Do not use the information on Cornell law until it's updated. The way you're going to know it's updated is when you go to the definition section. There is still 8 definitions on Cornell law regarding debt collection. It is not 8 definitions anymore. It is way more than 8 definitions. All right. So that's one way of knowing if it's updated or not. Cornell law still only has, and Legal Institute, they still have 8 definitions. There's more than 8 definitions now for debt collection under the FDCPA. And also, the meaning of a consumer has changed. So I'm going to say this one more time. The definition of a consumer under the FDCPA has changed. It is not the same anymore as it was 6 months ago. Please, 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 my credit repair business owners, get up to date. Y'all know y'all can tap in with the Credit Hero. I'm going to be teaching y'all how to scale y'all business, but most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to speak consumer law language so you can enhance your deletions and get in your clients and your customers, your family, whatever getting the results you need, because I'm here to help you as well as you're here to help me. Together we can impact a lot of people, change a lot of lives, get people their desired remedy, get them into their homes, get them into their new cars, whatever. But a FICO score should not define your reality. And we're here to change that. With the information you'll be learning from me, we're here to change that. So I want to say good evening to everyone. Sorry I started a little late. I had a family function that I could not miss. And instead of canceling the live, I pushed it 2 hours to the right. And I see that you guys are still here, so it means y'all rock with me. So if y'all rock with me, let me see y'all put some fire in the chat. Let me see y'all put some fire in the chat. For everybody that rocks with the Credit Hero, let me see y'all put some fire in the chat. Someone just requested to come on live. I brought them on. But it looked like all I'm seeing is a car. So I'm not sure if it was by accident they hit the button or what. So, all right, boom. It must have been by accident. All right, cool. So, cool. I see a lot of fire in the chat. All right, so, wow, it's a lot of fires in the chat. Damn. You know what? Salute, man. Mother's Day weekend was last week. We had an amazing time. I'm really happy y'all are here. Salute. I'm going to take a drink for all of y'all, all right? All right. So now back to basics, right? Oh, I need to do something real quick. Boom. All right, cool. Let me just get this going, and then we're going to get into it, guys. Because we have a lot. Well, it's not really a lot today. I'm not going to go crazy because I have something that I want to share with y'all. All right, bet. All right, so has anyone here, whether you're on Facebook Live, shout out to the Inner Circle, thank you, Ez. Has anyone here ever sent out a letter or a dispute to either the consumer reporting agencies, aka credit bureaus, or to debt collection companies or debt buyers or debt collectors, and you got the word validated or verified? If you have received that word validated or verified from a collections company or a credit bureau, right? Let me see y'all drop validated in the chat. Let me see y'all put validated in the chat. Whatever their response was, if they said validated or verified, let me see y'all put it in the chat. I want to see what they are telling y'all. It's going to lead into my next conversation. So let me see how much of you have been getting the word validated or validate or verified. How many people has gotten that and you don't know what to do next? I am here to give you a lot of information today. All right. Some people are mad as hell. Yep, verified. They say validated. They say all sorts of things, right? All right, cool. So I found this really cool feature, right? Well, first of all, I'm doing a masterclass. So let me tell you all this before I even jump into it. So on May 20th, I'm doing a debt validation masterclass. So for everybody that just texted validated and verified, you should have gotten a message from me inviting you to my one-day masterclass. So if you are on Instagram, Facebook, I haven't figured out how to do it yet. So Abir, if I could get some assistance with Facebook, I'm on Facebook Live right now. If I could get some assistance with Facebook, man, I'm telling y'all, it'd be dope. Why is this thing not pinned? Okay. All right, cool. So I want y'all to put the word validated or verified or yeah, validated or verified. So where I'm going with this, Abir, can I get also the text number so people can text it to the one that says text validated to the company number? So validate or debt validation takes a specific like there's a format and a procedure that must be followed when they say validated or verified, right? And one of the big things is when collection companies or these so-called credit bureaus, the consumer reporting agencies, there's a specific format of things that must be done when a consumer requests a validation of debt or debt validation. 9 times out of 10, they are not doing this. They're not doing it. But because the consumer does not know what unfair and deceptive and deceptive and abusive debt collection practices are, they just get stuck, they're overwhelmed, credit repair doesn't work. I've heard it all before. And it's no fault of yours. So for anyone on here that didn't know what to do after receiving the validated or verified, guess what? It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself for this. This is why I am here, and this is why I am going to teach you everything you need to know for the validation and debt validation, right? When it comes to collection companies and when it comes to credit bureaus, right? So that word, it sounds so weird. I'm not saying credit bureaus. They're not. Please, 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 consumer reporting agencies. It feels so weird saying credit bureau. There is no such thing as a credit bureau. I cannot do it. I tried it. I cannot do it. There's no such thing as a credit bureau, all right? So if you hear me like sniffling and stuff, my allergies are crazy. I am on, oh, shout out to my guy, Rodney. What's going on, King? I'm on Claritin right now and decongestion. I'm telling you, the pollen count for some reason has gotten crazy. Like, I don't know what's going on. Does that go for actual creditors? Yes, it goes for debt collectors. Like, if you dispute a debt, if a consumer requests validation or debt validation, right, regarding an alleged debt, there is a specific thing or a sequence of things that green juice take care of it. Really? Hit me up in the DMs, Jen. I want to know what type of green juice you're talking, because, man, I need me some of that green juice. Whatever you're talking about, hit me up in the DMs so I can get some of that green juice. There's a specific thing that they must follow. So what I'm going to be breaking down in the class on the 20th is the step-by-step sequence of what is needed, what disclosures they're supposed to send, what I'm gonna run through a few things. I'm gonna let y'all know what they're supposed to send you, right? I'm not going into details in it now. I'm just giving you a heads up. So they must send you validation information. So we know about the new law. So with the shut up, hap. CJ, come on, CJ, come on the live, CJ. I need to introduce you. I need to introduce everybody to you. Guys, CJU is one of the guys that when I literally just started, I learned so much from this brother, man. I'm telling you, he brought my education to a whole nother level. And I just wanted to say shout out to you, CJU. And I've met him in person, so I'm here and I'm gonna shout you out, bro. Shout out to you. So I hope you have some time. You can join us on the live hap. It would be great. The people would love it. All right. But the first time I built out an 800, a lot of the information that I researched, I got from CJU, and CJU pointed me in the right direction. And I'm going to tell you, bruv, shout out to you. All right. Now, when it comes to debt validation, like I said, I'm not going to go too crazy right now on debt validation because I'm going to be teaching y'all this on the 20th. All right. So May 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing a masterclass. There is general admission, which is $97, and then there's VIP for $297. VIP, I want everybody in VIP because this is where you're going to get one-on-one questions answered. We're going to be on a whole Zoom. If you go general admission, you will only be able to watch the presentation from the Facebook group. So I need everybody in VIP, and I need you to put right now, if you're just joining us, I want you to type in the word validated or verified. If you have received information from the consumer reporting agencies, aka credit bureaus, or from debt collectors when you send in a dispute and you don't know what to do and you are stuck, I want you to put in the chat right now, validated or verified, right? I need you to put, I'm joined next time. I'm heading out in a sec. All right. I appreciate you, King. Thank you very much. Shout out to my guy, CJU, man. Shout out to you, bro. So yeah, let me give y'all a snippet of the things. So I keep saying this all the time. There is a new law in place, ladies and gentlemen. There is a new law in place. New law means they have to operate under the new law. Stuff that you did in the old law will not work. As well as New York has its own debt collection law, and I'm sure other states have theirs as well. So if you are a credit repair business owner, please, you gotta get up on this stuff. Because if you have clients in New York, you need to know now that the statute of limitation for credit card debts and other debts has moved from 6 years to 3 years. So these are the things. So remember, right now we're talking about abusive debt collection practices. So let's say right now I'm a credit repair business owner and I don't know that New York has its own laws, right? And New York says debt collectors that operate in the state of New York cannot collect on a debt that is over 3 years old. That is New York law, right? So New York is saying this, but if I am a credit repair business owner and I don't know this stuff and a debt collector threatens to sue my client and I cannot offer any counsel, you are not doing yourself and your clients a service. So what I'm getting at is upon the Cornell, and it definitely has different stuff. Yep, absolutely. Cornell law has not been updated. So I'm telling everybody, stay away from Cornell law when it relates to FDCPA. For everything else, it's good. But for right now, I haven't seen an updated version of the new law on Cornell law. So I don't use Cornell law for FDCPA. I go straight to the Consumer Protection and Finance website. I go straight to the CFPB. So now, is anyone from sound from Mr. D going out? Testing. If you can hear my voice, some people said the sound's going out. Clubhouse, I know you're not able to really do anything yet. I'm about to get into some stuff. But if you're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and you can hear me clearly, drop the word validate in the chat. Validated in the chat. If you can hear me, or validation, drop the word validation, drop the word validate, drop the word verified in the chat if you can hear me. All right, I can hear you. Okay, so people are hearing me. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Let me see. YouTube, are you hearing me? I'm waiting for YouTube to respond. YouTube, can you hear my voice? Yes, we can hear you. All right, great. Boom. All right, bet. All right, cool. I see everybody coming in. Let's go. All right, a beer handle Facebook real quick. All right, cool. Clubhouse, let's go. So now, when it comes to, I'm going to use like 5 minutes and I'm going to go through this. Then I'm going to go to the meat of the matter tonight, which is abusive debt collection practices, right? So now, for validation, When you send a notice for validation of debts, there's a lot of things that you must get. The first thing is the validation information that is required, right? There's specific things that the law says must meet the definition of validation information. They should also let you know what's the exception, and there's definitions, right? So there's a few words that you need to comprehend, and I'll be breaking this down. There's a word called clear and conspicuous, initial communication, itemization date, validation notice, validation period, validation information, debt collector communication disclosures, information about the debt, right? Information about consumer protections, consumer response information, dispute prompts, original creditor information prompt, mailing address, special rule for certain residential mortgage debts, form of validation information. There's a thing called the Safe Harbor Act. Shout out to Sammy. What's going on, Queen? There's a thing called the Safe Harbor Act. You need to know what the Safe Harbor Act is and how it protects debt collectors to an extent when a consumer fails to reply to a notice. So all of this stuff I'm going to be breaking down in the masterclass, right? Certain disclosures on separate page, substantially similar form, optional disclosures, telephone contact information, reference code, payment disclosures, disclosures on the applicable law, disclosures on the reverse of the validation notice. There's a lot of things. They cannot send you just validated, verified, or validated. They can't just send you that anymore. Right? They can't just send. There's specific things, ladies and gentlemen, that must be sent. And if these things aren't sent, it's an improper debt validation. And what that means is if they can't validate a alleged debt in 30 days, they have to delete it. This isn't Doreen making none of this up. This is law Doreen is reading. All right? And guess what? Information about electronic communication now, because now you know that they're able to DM you, they can send you texts, they can send you messages, so there's also the electronic communication system. And guess what? If you speak another language, for instance, if you speak Spanish, because I'll use Spanish because the law now incorporates Spanish. If you request validation or debt validation in Spanish, they cannot respond to you in English. They must respond to you in your language. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, debt validation, verified, validated, validation, debt. If you've received any of these words when you dispute an alleged debt, I need y'all to be putting that in the chat right now. So if you've gotten a letter that says verified before, put it in the chat. If you've gotten validated before, put it in the chat. If you've gotten validation, put it in the chat, right? Just put it in the chat. Everybody just put it in the chat. For my people on Clubhouse, the link is at the top. I'm sorry y'all can't do all the cool stuff that Instagram and YouTube is doing, but the link is at the top to join the validation masterclass. I'm telling you, this will do wonders for your business and for your clients. So validation notices delivered electronically. I'm going to explain to you what needs to be done, or what is meant by the word validation notices, and when it delivers electronically, what words must be in there. That's very, very important. So text validated to boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. Copy this. Put it where? Boom, boom, boom. A bear, could you throw that on Instagram so I can pin it to Instagram? Yeah. Okay, cool. Can we contact them via email and social media? Debt collectors can contact you by social media. They can contact you by SMS. The key thing is this, right? Um, when you are speaking with a debt collector, it's important for you to know your rights and know what you're doing. Do not engage in phone conversations if you don't have to. Have them send everything through the mail. I'm going to say this again. If you don't know how to handle yourself on the phone when it comes to a debt collector, please, 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 lost my train of thought. Do not engage with them on the phone if you do not know how to properly handle yourself. Do not put yourself in a trap. Don't do it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Now, okay, so I spoke about if you speak Spanish and you request your debt validation in Spanish, they have to respond to you in Spanish. They can't respond to you in English. I have received a bill after asking for actual contracts several times. So that's the other thing too. We're asking for the wrong thing. We don't need to ask for contracts anymore. Like, we don't need to ask for contract. And this is what I'm going to be teaching y'all on the validation masterclass. You do not need to ask for. Yeah, so boom. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. You can text validated to 917-810-3329. I'm going to say this again. You can text the word validated to 917-810-3329. You can text the word validated to 917-810-3329 to be a part of the debt validation masterclass. So, contracts. A big thing. Ooh, Janice J. Stanley. Shout out to you. Shout out to Janice J. Stanley for, I think she just contributed to me. She gave me a tip on YouTube. I appreciate you. So I'm going to shout you out. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Janice. I love that. Respect goes where respect comes from, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much. You don't need to ask for contract anymore. Don't ask for contract. There's more things you can ask for, like what the new law says the validation process is. Please don't be in these streets asking for contracts anymore. Don't. All right? So now, what I'm going to get into is unfair debt collection practices, right? What do you mean, Doreen, when you say unfair debt collection practices? Well, debt collection, how long does it event to take? Clear a late fee on your credit report. You just use the late payment letter, my brother. There's no saying how long it's going to be because you can't predict how they're going to respond. But not to divert. I'm not going to divert from the mission today. I won't be speaking on late payments or anything else that is not a violation of the consumer's right regarding debt collectors or anything regarding validation. So those are the two things I'm going to be speaking on. I will speak on other things at a later date, but for right now I'm going to focus on abusive debt collection practices and the validation process. All right. Communications, right? A debt collector can only communicate with you a certain way. So for some, all right, who here has ever received, shout out to my guy Edwin, I need you to give me a call. I need to speak with you. So Edwin, hit me up, not right now, but shoot me a text message. We need to connect. I need to talk to you about something, Edwin. Communication is very, very important. And the big thing about communication is a debt collector must not communicate or attempt to communicate with a consumer in connection with the collection of any debt, right? So even though it says a debt collector is not supposed to communicate with a consumer regarding any alleged debt, there are exceptions to that. And one of the exceptions is at any unusual time or at a time that the debt collector knows or should know is inconvenient to the consumer, right? What does that mean? I am doing a live right now, bind track to the land. Jen, I like that. I like that. I like that. Um, if you put a debt collector on notice that between the hours of X to Z they must not communicate with you, but they still do, it is a violation of the section, right? The other thing is this: in the absence of the debt collector's knowledge. So if a debt collector has called you, right? If a debt collector has called you and you refuse to pick the phone up, if they've sent you letters and you refuse to answer them, and they had no way of contacting you, a debt collector can assume. So in the absence, listen to this now, in the absence of information. So what the law says is, in the absence of the debt collector's knowledge of circumstances to the contrary, meaning that if you never said nothing to them, a time before 8 a.m. and after 9 p.m. local time at the consumer's location is inconvenient. So if you never gave the debt collector a specific time frame, time period for them to call you, they can assume that between the hours of 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. is a convenient time to call. If they call before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m. to your local time, so if you're in Mountain Time, Central Standard, Pacific, whatever time you're in, if you're in those time zone, it is specific to your time zone, right? It is inconvenient. So if you are getting calls, can it be verbal or do we have to mail it out? You can say it verbally. Shout out to my guy Marvin. You can say it verbally, but you need to be able to prove it. So what I recommend is send it in the mail. Send it in the mail, get a notarized copy. Just avoid the avoid all the gray areas. Let's put it that way. Avoid the gray areas, right? Avoid the gray areas, and you just send it in the mail. So you get a copy, they got a copy, and guess what? You can send a copy to your state attorney general. So that's one. Now, the thing that I like about the CFPB website is they give you official interpretation of the law. So you don't have to be guessing what certain things mean. And that's very, very important, right? Let me take a sip real quick. What that simple means is you don't have to guess what a section is saying because there's an official interpretation under each section. Let's talk more about prohibitions regarding consumer represented by an attorney. This is important. Except as provided in paragraph B4 of this section, a debt collector must not communicate or attempt to communicate excuse me, with a consumer in connection with the collection of any debt if the debt collector knows the consumer is represented by an attorney. All right, what does that mean? If you make it known to a debt collector that you have an attorney, a debt collector must not communicate with you at all. All correspondence goes straight to the attorney. Now, the exception to this is unless they are unable to get the attorney's name, address, phone number, or email, or they've sent out a correspondence to the attorney and the attorney did not respond. So if your attorney is non-responsive, a debt collector may contact the consumer even though they're represented by an attorney. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to your place of employment, right? So let's talk about prohibitions regarding a consumer's place of employment. Except as provided in paragraph B4 of this section, a debt collector must not communicate or attempt to communicate with a consumer in connection with the collection of any debt at the consumer's place of employment. If the debt collector knows or has reason to know that the consumer's employer prohibits the consumer from receiving such communication. So if you're at work and a debt collector keeps calling you and you let them know that it's an inconvenient time, and your employer does not appreciate debt collectors calling you and distracting you and being on the phone, by law they're not supposed to. Now, how is a debt collector going to get in touch with your employer? Well, Doreen, that's a great question. So on your consumer report, right, there's a section called employment. And a lot of people and a lot of employers like to report, one second, like to report place of employment. So boom boom boom, one second. Okay, cool. So the employment thing, you have to let them know. You have to let them know that, hey guy, this is an inconvenient time. Do not call me during my work hours. That's it, right? Now the exception, remember I told you earlier, there's always exceptions. So this is why the new law is different. The old FDCPA didn't give you the exceptions and it didn't break it down. So I really hope y'all are paying attention to this. Please take notes, all right? And if you just joined us, if you're just on the live, I want you to text the word validated to 917-810-3329. I want you to text the word validated to 917-810-3329. I need y'all to be a part of my debt collection, my debt validation masterclass, April 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to break down the whole game, right? As you can see, you know, we're not dealing with debt collectors anymore. We're just not. We're not. All right? And I need y'all to be present. I need y'all learning this. If you're a credit repair business owner, I need you in this class. You owe it to your clients to be in this class, all right? May, not April, brother. Oh, I said April? Man, April's my birth month, all right? I was born April 6th. April 6th. April 6th, I'm an Aries. Do not hold me to it, all right? So May 20th, ladies and gentlemen. May 20th. May 20th, we will be doing the debt collection, not debt collection, the debt validation masterclass. So it's going to teach you the whole steps. Like I said before, the steps are different. The steps have changed. Shout out to you, Queen. It's your month. The steps have changed. And if we're not changing with the times, guess what? Our rights are going to be violated, which is what we're covering right now. Abusive practices of debt collectors. Boom, boom, boom. Communications with a consumer after refusal to pay or a cease and desist notice. All right. This is very, very important. This is very important. Please take your pen and your paper out. I'm going to give you like 2 seconds. Right? Take your pen and your paper out. Now, the FDCPA is the only law. I haven't seen another one yet. The FDCPA, if you're a part of the university, the debt validation masterclass is free. If you're in the university or you're in my Do for Self program, the class is free. So All my students, all my mentees, the class is free. You guys are already VIP. You know what it is. When you hit with a credit hero, come on, you know what time it is. You are all VIP. If you've invested in yourself and learning this stuff, my classes to you, my students in the university, and my mentees, it is free. You are VIP for all my students, all my mentees. The FDCPA is the only law where a consumer can say, I refuse to pay a debt. I have not seen it in another law. I'm going to say this again. The FDCPA or 12 CFR section 1006.34 or regulation F, whatever you want to call it, it is the only law that says a consumer can refuse to pay a debt. I haven't seen it in any other law. If somebody's seen it somewhere else, let me know. I would love to read it. But it's the only law, to my knowledge, that I know that a consumer can use it and say, I refuse to pay a debt. It's the only one, right? So now what the law is saying is this. Listen to me and listen to me very, very carefully. I'm in the university, but I'm not in the university. I am in the community, but I am not in the university. Yeah, DM me later. There's two programs. There's the Do for Self program, right? And then there's the Consumer Law Secrets University. It's two different programs. The Do for Self program is no more. That the doors on the Do for Self has been shut. We are only accepting students enrollments in the Consumer Law Secrets University. Communications with a consumer. Listen to this now. Communication with a consumer after refusal to pay or cease communication notice. How many people comprehend what I just said? I'm gonna say this one more time, and I need to know how many people understand what I'm saying right now. Communications with a consumer after refusal to pay or cease communication notice. If you understood what I just said, let me see y'all put the word verified in the chat. For anyone that comprehended what I just said, put the word verified in the chat, then I'm going to break it down. Okay, I'm not seeing any verified. Okay, I see one. Okay, so I guess out of 150 people right now, there's only one person. Okay, there's three. Okay, there's 3, 4. There's 4 people that comprehend what I just said. Okay, 5. Okay. I see the numbers coming in now. Okay, cool. All right. The rain, that was a lot of fancy words. What does all that mean? Let's go. Prohibition. Except as provided in paragraph C2 of this section, if a consumer notifies a debt collector in writing that the consumer refuses to pay a debt, that is 1, or that the consumer wants the debt collector to cease further communication with the consumer, the debt collector must not communicate or attempt to communicate further with the consumer with respect to such debt. Who got what I just said? Who got it? If y'all got it, let me see y'all put me in the chat. Whoever got what I just said, let me see y'all put me in the chat. I comprehend. Got it? Okay, I see some people say they got it. Got it? Okay, cool. Got it. All right. Me? Okay, cool. Not me. All right, got it. Me. All right, cool, cool. All right, bet. So let's go to the interpretation. And this is why I love using the CFPB website, because they give you interpretation of what the law means. So let's go into it. So for everybody that says me now, we're going to go into the official interpretation, and we're going to see if what you thought it was, that's actually what it means. If person to section 1006.6C1, a consumer notifies a debt collector in writing or electronically using a medium of electronic communication through which a debt collector accepts electronic communications, for example, emails, or if they have like a chat box, from consumer, that the consumer either refuses to pay a debt or wants the debt collector to cease further communication with the consumer, notification is complete upon the debt collector's receipt of information. The following examples illustrate the rule. Who comprehends what the word complete upon the debt collector's receipt of that information? If I say receipt of that information, how can you prove receipt of information? Let me know. Drop it in the chat. How do you prove receipt of a correspondence? I'm waiting. Green return receipt. Shout out to Ez. Ez got it. Ez was the first person to reply. Ez got it on Facebook. Yes. Certified mail, green return receipt. It's important that do not be cheap, ladies and gentlemen. This is your information. This is your consumer report. It is not mine. Do not be cheap on yourself. Shout out to Leo. Shout out to Wendell. Let me see everybody. Everybody that got it, I'm gonna send you a shout out. Sweet and I'm gonna just say sweet. I can't pronounce all of that. YBC. Shout out to Sylvia. Martin. Marvin got it. Who else got it? Grab green return receipt. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, good. So y'all are following. This is great. Compared to where we started. So let me say this, right? Compared to where we started months ago, guys, I noticed that your language has changed. The way you're paying attention has changed. Your responses have changed. So I know that you guys are reading. I know that you guys are studying. This is excellent. This is very, very good. So, listen, shout out to y'all. I'm very, very... Let me take a drink to that. Salute to all of you. Salute. I am very, very pleased, guys. I am extremely pleased that you guys are studying and you guys are catching on to their language. I am very happy. Shout out to you. Let's go. All right. Now, if you send in a notice, if you send in a notice that says, I refuse to pay this alleged debt, or I refuse to pay this debt, if the debt collector contacts you regarding that debt, that is a violation and you are owed minimum $1,000. Who knew that? I'm going to say this again. If you put in writing to a debt collector, my bad, and I work for the post office, Jazz, me and you going to have a conversation, Jazz. Me and you. You should have been the first one. Me and you going to have a conversation, Jazz. If you put in your correspondence, I refuse to pay this debt, and the debt collector contacts you regarding that debt, ladies and gentlemen, that is a violation of 12 CFR 1006 what is it? Point 6 C1. That's one violation. Now, if you tell them to cease communication, this is what you'll know this as a cease and desist. Right? If you send out a cease and desist and they still contact you regarding that alleged debt, that is also a violation. Minimum $1,000, right? And we'll go into more civil liability or statutory damages or stuff like that. But you can get a bag off of this. And it's one of the other things that I wanted to let y'all know, that inside the Consumer Law Secrets University, I am introducing a program called Arbitration. So, I always speak about, getting paid for your violations, getting paid for this. And a lot of people for a long time thought that invoicing, right? They think that invoicing these debt collectors, will do the job. Sometimes it might work, sometimes it won't. But what you can depend on is arbitration. Arbitration is going to be the key. It's going to be our magic key that I have an instructor, but in the Consumer Law Secrets University, you will learn arbitration. So I am working with the arbitrator, the instructor that's going to be teaching arbitration, to put that course inside the Consumer Law Secrets University. And I'm going to tell you all this. Yesterday's prices is not today's prices. So when I fully incorporate the arbitration inside the Consumer Law University, inside Consumer Law Secrets University, I'm letting y'all know now, this price will not be there. Right? So hospital bills, it doesn't matter what it is. Arbitration is I don't want to say hidden weapon, but it's going to be our trump card. Arbitration is what's going to be our trump card. And we're going to use that to get deletions. We're also going to use it to get settlements. Arbitration. So who don't know what arbitration is, I want you to go into Google or get your Black's Laws dictionary and Google the word arbitration and learn what it is, because this is going to be a secret weapon we will be putting inside the university, that our students are going to learn proper arbitration and how you can get paid. So talking about getting paid, arbitration will be the way you're going to get paid. It's one way. It's not the way. It's one way you are going to get paid. Now, let me go back to this real quick before we shout out to my guy Emil. What's going on, King? Thanks for joining. Let everybody know in Recession Proof that I'm on the live, bro, and I'm giving the sauce. Bring everybody from Recession Proof over. All right, Emil, bring everybody over. Now, assume that on August 3rd, a consumer places in the mail a written notification to a debt collector that the consumer either refuses to pay a debt or wants the debt collector to cease further communication with the consumer pursuant to section 1006.6C1. On August 4th, the debt collector sends the consumer an email message. The debt collector receives the consumer's written notification on August 6th. So remember now, you sent it out August 3rd. On August 4th, they sent you an email and they received your correspondence on August 6th. Because the consumer's notification is complete upon the debt collector's receipt of that information on August 6th. The debt collector's email message communication on August 4th does not violate. That is called the Safe Harbor Rule or the Safe Harbor Act. Darren, do you want us to use arbitration for inquiry removal instead of the inquiry letter? Yes, you can use arbitration as well. As soon as James and I put the put all the modules and the videos together, we're gonna put them in the university. So you can use the letters as the first round and then go arbitration second round if they refuse to delete the inquiries. So there's so many ways now you will be able to use arbitration. I need your help. Patrick, I need you right now to type in Consumer Law Secrets University. So Patrick, type right now into Google. Gladys, could you drop the link in the chat on Facebook? Drop the link in the chat on Facebook to the university, so Patrick can get in touch with the university so we can get him sorted out. All right, boom. Do you have a client that has 60 inquiries? Oh my God. Wow. That's $1,000 per inquiry. Literally. That's 60 grand. Whoo, that's a lot. So that's one. So that's written. So let's go to electronic now, right? So we just talked about written. So let's go to to electronic. Comment 6C1 constitute the Bureau's interpretation of Section 101 of the E-Sign Act as applied to FDCPA Section 805C. Under this interpretation, Section 101A of the E-Sign Act enables a consumer to satisfy the requirement in FDCPA Section 805C that the consumer's notification of the debt collector be in writing through an electronic request. Further, because the consumer may only satisfy the writing requirement using a medium of electronic communication through which a debt collector accepts electronic communication from consumers. Section 101B of the E-Sign Act is not contravened. All right. What that is saying is, ladies and gentlemen, even though we are prompt to send stuff via email and text message and stuff, just send it in the mail. Please send it in the mail. You're going to deal with so much less hassle when you send it in the mail. I got one with 42 inquiries and 32 negatives. The 24-hour express inquiry deletion guide should be able to get those inquiries off. All you need to do is follow the script. So if you go to the link in my bio, my Instagram bio, I should be on Facebook bio, I'm going to check. But the quick links there, you should be able to get the 24-hour express inquiry deletion guide. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the FDCPA is the only law that gives the consumer the right to say, I refuse to pay this alleged debt. The only one. I haven't read another one. If you are new, all right, Instagram, could you do me a favor? Could you share this live with 5 to 10 people? Please, that would be of tremendous help. Facebook, if you can share this live too with some groups, with some people you know that could benefit from this information, this would be great. It would be of tremendous value. Clubhouse, if you want to ping some people in, ping some people in. If you know someone in the credit repair space that needs to hear this information, ping them into the room. Ping them into the room because they need to learn this information, right? So if you are working with someone right now, I want you to ask them a question. So if you are working with a credit repair business owner or a credit repair company, I want you to ask them one thing. And what I want How do I contact you directly to pay you to come teach a class here? Patrick, I want you to DM me. So DM me, Patrick, regarding that, and we'll get in contact with you. Or if you go to my email, let me type this in: contact, CONTACT. So my email address is contact@DoraineDelevante.com. So that's contact@DoraineDelevante.com. Shoot me some emails and we'll have a conversation. Trying to get your flashcards. Anton, if you go on the website, www. Gladys, could you drop the link for the flashcards in Facebook? Gladys, please drop the link for the flashcards in Facebook. Now, the question that I want you to ask your credit repair specialist, your credit repair business owner, whoever is working with your financial advisor, ask them if they know that there is a new FDCPA rule. Right? Ask them if they know that there's a new FDCPA rule, and how does the new rule affect the debt collection process, the validated process, the verification process, or a notice for validation of debt. I know that was a lot, so let me rewind. Ask your credit repair business owner, your credit repair specialist, ask them if they know that there's a new law in place and how does that affect consumers. Yeah, that's easier to remember. How does the new FDCPA law affect me? How does it affect my disputes? Listen, the other thing I want y'all to do is don't be scared to ask the credit repair business owners what type of letters are they sending out. I know a lot of people are going to look at me crazy. Do not be scared to ask the credit repair business owner or the credit repair company what type of letters they're sending out. If they're sending out 609 letters, 609 letters work to an extent. If they're sending out letters that say, Gladys, I need that on Facebook as well. So Gladys, go to the Facebook Live and drop that link also in the Facebook Live for me. If you I don't want people taking what I'm saying the wrong way. I really hope y'all are not taking this the wrong way. Credit repair business owners, I need y'all to be the best. I am a reflection of you. You are a reflection of me. All right? The reason why I am on here for free, giving y'all this information that people pay to learn. There's people in my university right now that pays to learn this stuff. All right? They pay to learn this stuff. I'm on here giving y'all the information for free because for every credit repair business out there, you are a reflection of me. I am a reflection of you. What that simply means, ladies and gentlemen, is we can all win, and I need y'all giving the most accurate information. Old letters, old laws do not work. They don't. I'm telling you because I read the stuff every day. There are changes in the new law that the old law does not have. The new law is more consumer friendly than the old law. A debt collector cannot threaten to sue a consumer on a time-barred debt. What does the Safe Harbor Act is. What is that? If a client speaks only Spanish and they send a debt validation notice in English, that is a violation. They have to send it in Spanish. This is law. But if you don't know this stuff, you are not giving and providing the service that your client needs. I'm not going to tell y'all that I am special, and because I'm special, I'm able to recite the laws the way I do. It's principles, ladies and gentlemen. It's all principles. And what these principles are is step-by-step instructions on how to use the law. The process works. The process works. The law works. If you use the law in your correspondences, the law works. Do not be afraid to invest in your education. Invest in yourself. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I am doing the Debt Validation Masterclass. Everyone on here, YouTube, I have 73 people on YouTube. Everybody on YouTube, I need you to go right now to the link and you need to get in the masterclass. Sign up for the masterclass. Go to the link. The link is pinned right there. Where do we have the link? Boom, boom, boom. The link is right there. Gladys, drop the link one more time in YouTube. Drop the link one more time in YouTube to sign up for the Debt Validation Masterclass. I need everybody on YouTube to sign up for this Debt Validation Masterclass. I need everybody on Instagram to sign up for the masterclass. Let me see if this is of some value to somebody. Let somebody be a witness. I want to see you put validated in the chat. If this is of some value to you, not payment plan, but there's financing. I do offer financing. So I do offer financing, and I'm going to get into that. Let me see y'all. Shout out to my guy, Jeremy, man. What's up, bro? What's going on, King? Let me see y'all put validated in the chat. I want you to text right now. Ladies, get your pen out, get your phone out. I want you to be a part of this masterclass. It's important that we take our power back. Enough is enough. How many times are they going to send validated or verified on an account that they didn't even do an investigation on? I need y'all to text right now. If you've had enough of this BS, text the word validated to 917-810-3329. That's 917-810-3329. Text the word validated. Join me on the masterclass. I am going to teach you everything there is on validation of debt. Everything that the new law has in place for validation of debt, I will be going over. Every single thing, breaking it down. I've been spitting game 24/7. I keep telling people I read this stuff every day. I just got in the mail and wrote them portfolio recovery back because I know for sure that wasn't validated or verified, and they deleted it. If they can't prove it, it must be deleted. This is law. This is law. The masterclass is on May 20th. May 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I need all of you there. Everyone is invited. text the word validated to 917-810-3329. I need this for you. Yes, all Zooms, all masterclasses, all challenges goes into the university. The university get all Zooms, 2 Zooms. The university gonna get 2 type of Zooms. They're gonna get all masterclasses. They're gonna get all new courses. Everything. Once you're in the university, you're locked in. Once you're in the university, you are locked in. The only thing that's going to be different from the university is the 6-figure framework. But I'll speak about that later on. I'll give y'all more information. Right? So if you go for the flashcards, all right, go to www.DoraineDelavante.com, DoraineDelavante.com. Once you go on my website, you'll be able to get the flashcards. And you know what? So VIP, right? Let me break this down quick. I'm gonna take 2 seconds. Is it okay if I give y'all this information? Like, if this is good, let me see y'all put good in the chat. If you are receiving some value. So, a couple things. If this is good, let me see y'all put good in the chat. If you are receiving some value, let me see y'all put validated in the chat. Let's go. Validate what I'm saying, right? So if this is just good and you're only receiving good information, put good in the chat. But if you are receiving tremendous value and you rock with me, I want you to put validated in the chat. Let's go. For general admission, when you join the masterclass, right? The debt validation masterclass. General admission, you will only be able to stream it from the Facebook group. That is it. And then the recording is going to stay for 24 hours. That's it. It's gone. So that's for general admission. When you are VIP, right? VIP gets a copy of the recording. VIP, I'm going to include the Consumer Law Secrets flashcard. VIP, you are going to get... what else I'm going to give away? Let me find it. Ooh, I'm creating a debt validation letter pack. All right, I'm going to say this again. A debt validation letter pack. I'm putting my debt collection letters together, and I'm going to be making new letters, including the debt validation letters for New York. So I'm going to make a debt validation letter pack. On every VIP that comes into the masterclass will be getting the debt validation letter pack with all the debt validation letters, cease and desist, and I'm even including a conditional acceptance debt validation proof of claim on a mortgage template that I have. I am going to give you a copy of the recording. You're going to get to be on the Zoom 1 hour earlier. So you will be on the Zoom 1 hour earlier than everybody else, and y'all get to ask me questions. Because remember, general admission, right? General admission won't be able to ask me any questions during the class. But if you're VIP, I'll bring you on an hour earlier so we can go into Q&A before we start. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be bananas. We're going to go ham on this masterclass because I need you to be empowered. I'm going to say this again. I, Dorian Delavante, need you to be empowered. All of you. I need you to be out here in these streets, putting your foot on these debt collectors' necks. I need y'all to be exclusive. I need y'all to be premium. I need y'all to be the baddest set of people on these streets dealing with debt collection. Hands down. I need y'all to be the best. You cannot be the best at the bottom. I need y'all tapped in. All right. See, y'all had me going off crazy. All right, cool. So, Under unfair and deceptive practices, right? Communications with third parties. Prohibition. Except as provided in paragraph D2 of this section, a debt collector must not communicate. Listen to this now. Communications with third parties. Prohibition. So, what does it mean to prohibit something? I requested that validation and they sent me a bill. You see what I'm saying, Kimberly? You requested that validation and they sent you a bill. Did you ask them for a bill? Kim, I'm talking to you right now. Did you ask them for a bill, Kim? Come on, Kimmy, I need a response. Kimberly, I hope you're hearing me. You asked them for debt validation and they sent you a bill. How disrespectful is that? And you know what? You are not the only person this is happening to. See, it's happening to a lot of people. This is what I'm talking about. So my next question is, what do you do next? When you send in the debt validation letter, right? And they send you a bill, or they send you validated, or they send you verified, what do you do next? I'm gonna wait for an answer. What do you do next when they send you validated, verified, or a bill or statement? What do you do next? I'm going to show you right now why it's so important for every one of you here. Every single one of you here. I am going to show you right now why it's so important that y'all take the masterclass right now. What do you do next? Send it back. Send what back? What are we sending back to these debt collectors? Dispute again, but dispute how? Remember the definition of insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So, we need to work smarter, not harder. So, if you want to change the output or the outcome of a situation, what do you do to change the output? You have to change the input. So by changing the input, you can change what? The output. So if you ask or you demand something and they give you something else, and you ask again and they give you something else, okay, maybe they're taking me for an idiot, right? Okay, cool. Now I'm going to set you up. So now I'm going to change the game. So now I need to change what? I need to change the input so I can have a different output. So the context of the content is important for you to get your results. This is why consumer law works. So I'm going to ask now, for everyone that send out a debt validation letter, did you use a consumer law based debt validation letter? Shout out to my guy David. What's going on, King? I'm going to ask one more time. For everyone that send out a debt validation letter, did you send out a consumer law based debt validation letter? No, the university does not teach how to eliminate a child support order. What I can do is I can point you in the direction of my mentor for child support once you come into the university. I will teach you other things, but there's some things other people specialize in, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend to you that I'm a child support genius, because I'm not. I know who to go to get child support deleted. So, going back, follow me. Context, content. What is the context of your content saying, and is the context demanding what you need? 15 USC 44. All right, let's see what 15 USC 44 is talking about. 15 USC 44. Definitions. The words defined in the section shall have the following meaning when found in this chapter. Okay. Definitions, context in your content is key. You need to comprehend what your message is saying. Because if you send correspondences out and you don't know the meaning of what you are asking, if they give you something that is not what you're requesting, you won't know. Or if they do, you won't know how to respond. Why is that important? You need to hold each and every one of these corporations accountable. The same way you're able to put inaccurate, erroneous information on your consumer report, it's the same way by law you need to hold them accountable. Do you think a debt collector or a debt buyer has your best interest at heart? I'll wait for an answer. Do you think that a debt collector and or debt buyer has your best interest at heart? Only one person said no. Okay. Nope. They don't. No, they don't. So when you send these letters out, do you really think, like, if your letter is saying that this account does not belong to me, or I have the same name as my mom, or validate this account, or like if you say validate this account and they send it back validated, all they are doing is replying to what you asked them. But what are they validating or doing the verification? Like the validation process. What validation process are you talking about? Do this work for utilization? Yes, the law works regardless of what it is. Utilization, late payments, charge-off, collections, you name it, my students have deleted all of it. Right? So what am I saying? What am I saying? The law works. Trust the process. Trust the process. The law works. Trust the process. The law works. Are you tired of getting validated, verified? Your statement, a bill, something that you did not ask for. If you are tired of it, let me see y'all put it in the chat. What have they been sending you? 16 CFR 433.3 B4. Let's see what that is saying. contract which does not cut off consumers' claims to defend. A consumer credit contract which does not constitute or contain a negotiable instrument or contain any waiver, limitation, term, or condition which has the effect of limiting a consumer's right to assert against any holder of the contract or of the contract all legally sufficient claims and defenses which the consumer could assert against the seller of goods or services purchased pursuant to the contract. All right, cool. Contract law. That's one way. You see, when you go in for a validation of debt, you are not necessarily going in using contract law, right? What you're using is the FDCPA. And what the FDCPA says is when a consumer disputes an alleged debt and the consumer requests and the consumer sends in a validation of debt notice or a notice of validation of debt, there are specific things that the debt collector must provide to the consumer, right? And that what they must produce is what I'll be covering in the debt validation masterclass. So if you are new, if you just came on the live, everybody on YouTube right now, everybody on YouTube, I want you to text me the word validated. Text me the word validated to 917-810-3329. I need y'all to sign up for the debt validation masterclass. Everybody on Instagram right now, I need you to text 917-810-3329. Everyone on Instagram right now, 917-810-3329. I need you to text the word validated. I need y'all to be a part of this masterclass. Facebook, I need y'all to text 917-810-3329. Text the word validated, right? I need everybody on there. Clubhouse, you know what it is. I need y'all to click the link at the top and join the masterclass. We're going to deep dive and we're going to break every single section, subsection, words, and their definitions down. Let's get it. If you're in the university, this class is free. You will be VIP. If you are already my student in the university, this class is free. Don't even worry about it. You already have your ticket. All right, I want to cover D real quick before I go back on another rant. All right, so we're going to another prohibited practice. Oh, what does the word prohibition mean? Who knows what the word prohibition mean? If you know what the word prohibition mean, let me see y'all drop it in the chat. Who knows what the word prohibition means? Success loves speed, Angela. Let's go. I'm going to see you in the class. I hope you're a VIP. You know, I give away so many things. I give away a lot of stuff. So I might be giving away some stuff that I didn't even say I'm going to give away yet. I just never know. What does the word prohibition mean? Before I move on, I need y'all to tell me what prohibition mean. Can't do it or can't be done. Great answer. What does the word prohibition mean? Doreen, what's your suggestions for a judgment over 10 years and has been revised to be collected? If it's after 10 years, we talk about a statute of limitation. So you need to look up now the statute of limitation for your state as it relates to that particular judgment. But if it's over 10 years, judgments, bankruptcies, and all of that stuff, they fall off after 10 years. But each state also have different stuff, so you need to check that out as well. All right, allowed, not allowed, forbidden, stopping, not allowed. All right, cool, not allowed. Okay. Facebook, I'm not seeing y'all posting nothing. What's going on? Oh, you have been posting. Not allowed, unauthorized. Very good, very good. Jamaica voice can't be done to us. Oh my God. Legal prevention. Anton, bro. Yo, let me take a drink, Anton. You just cracked me up. All right. So we know that prohibition is you are prohibited by law to do something, right? And you are prohibited to do this. So let's see what the law says. Some of these, not some. Let's see what the law says. These debt collectors are prohibited from doing with third parties. So basically, this is what it says. It says communications with third parties. Number one, prohibition. So let's get into it. Except as provided in paragraph D2 of this section, a debt collector must not communicate in connection with the collection of any debt with any person other than the consumer, the consumer's attorney, a consumer reporting agency if otherwise permitted by law, the creditor, the creditor's attorney, or the debt collector's attorney. Let's unpack this a little bit. The prohibition in paragraph D1 of this section does not apply when a debt collector communicates in connection with the collection of any debt with a person. Let's go to the interpretation, because this now is changing a lot of things. See the commentary to section 1006.B4 for guidance concerning a consumer giving prior consent directly to a debt collector. See interpretation of 6D2 exception in supplement. Let's go down to supplement. Prior consent based on communication by debt collector. Okay. Communications about the account. Provides for purposes, boom, boom, boom. A debt collector may send an email to an email address, not that. Now, this is getting quite interesting, you know, because before, when you issued a cease and desist, it stopped all collection activities. But from what I'm getting from this, it's saying that even though they're not going to communicate with the consumer, they can still communicate with a consumer reporting agencies. Prohibition regarding consumer reported by attorney, nope. Communicate or attempts to communicate at an unusual, nope, not that. Consumer's location. I keep telling y'all, this thing changes so much, and some of the stuff that works last year don't work anymore. Okay, communications with third parties. 6D2, prior consent. See the commentary, I did that already. Reasonable procedures for email and text message. Knowledgeable of prohibited disclosures. A debt collector knows that sending an email to an email address or a text to a telephone number has led to a disclosure prohibited by this in this section. Bruh. So I have to verify something. I just read this and they're saying, and I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. When you tell a debt collector to cease and desist, before, a cease and desist would stop all debt collection activities. The new law is saying, even though they might stop communicating with the consumer, but they can still communicate with the consumer reporting agencies. So I need to verify that because this is totally different. Communications with third parties. Number 1, prohibitions. Except as provided in paragraph 2 of this section. A debt collector must not communicate in connection with the collection of any debt with any person other than Ladies and gentlemen, I keep telling y'all, a lot of stuff has changed. If you give a cease and desist and you tell them to stop communicating with you, they can still report it to the consumer reporting agency. However, when you do a validation of debt, that stops all collection activities. So it's important that we know the difference. So what is the difference now? Right? What is the difference when you send a cease and desist versus when you do a validation of debt? Which one stops all collection activities and which one only stops some communication? Let me see some people drop that in the chat. If what I said to you makes sense, drop it in the chat. Because a whole bunch of stuff has changed. I keep telling y'all, the old law will not work anymore. A lot of stuff has changed. Validation. What does validation stop? So tell me what validation stops and tell me what a cease and desist stops. Noble, you are so right. Noble, you are so right. So the cease and desist dismiss allows them to still report and validation stops all. Kyra, you are correct. Yep. Validation stops all activities. Yep. Lady Prosperity, you are correct. Validation stops all reporting and cease and stop communication with the consumer. Yep. Cease and desist. I'm real glad y'all are paying attention. Good. Y'all are really paying attention. Validation stops all collection activities. Cease and desist only stops communication with you. Y'all are really paying attention. I feel like I could just end the live now because you guys have gotten so good. Like, I feel like I could just end the live right now. Like, I just feel like I could end the live right now. Y'all are getting so good at this. I need to start charging y'all. I need to start charging y'all. I need to start charging y'all. Y'all are getting so good. Golly. Shout out to y'all. I want to shout out to, let me send some shout outs now. To Porsche, Cyber, Tracy, Jamie, Allison, Ruth, Danielle, Lisa. They're rocking it with me in Clubhouse. They've been here since I started. Shout out to y'all. I really hope I see y'all at the Debt Validation Masterclass. YouTube, man, y'all have been great. 69. Like, one time I saw YouTube went to like 83, and I don't know where everybody went, but YouTube, y'all have been kicking it. So, man, shout out to y'all. Let me take a sip for y'all. I'm going to show y'all some love because you guys have been sending me so much love, and I'm going to send some love back. Make sure, YouTube, make sure I see all of you on the VIP on May 20th. May 20th, I want to see all of y'all on the masterclass. All right? Make sure I see everybody. Peace to you, King. Travel safe. Instagram. Yo, y'all have been just fire, man. Y'all have been fire. Will your account be closed with the utilization letter? No. If you do, there's a law called Equal Credit Opportunity Act, 15 USC 1691, where it speaks on discrimination when a consumer exercises their right under this chapter. Facebook, I know we're new. I think this is my second or third week doing Facebook. Y'all have been killing it. So I need y'all to just share the live a little more so we can get the eyes on us a lot more on Facebook. So I need y'all to be sharing the lives a lot more on Facebook. When y'all shared with 10 people, let me see y'all put done in the comments. I'm telling y'all, it's just been an amazing experience. My voice is getting a little shaky. My biggest thing is I need y'all to learn this. I need each and every one of you to learn this stuff. Everyone, I need y'all to learn this stuff. You have to take your power back. We cannot be in these streets giving up all our power to these corporations. Imagine I send out a debt validation letter, excuse me, and they're sending me back a bill. I never asked for a bill. How many people on here have sent out a dispute, a debt validation proof of claim, and they sent you back verified or validated or a bill or a statement, a payment history? If that has happened to you, let me see y'all put validated in the chat. Let me see y'all put validated in the chat. I'm telling you, you guys, you have to be there. This masterclass is for you. I already know this stuff. I be reading all the time. I know this stuff, but it's not enough. It is not enough that I know this stuff. It needs to be enough when you know this stuff. I know you've received that letter back in the mail that says verified. I know you received the letter in the mail that says validated. I know that you received a letter in the mail that had a bill. I know you received a letter in the mail that has a statement. And I also know that you don't know what to do next. I also know that. How do I know this? Because it has happened to me before. I was there. I was there when I received validated, when I received verified, when I received that bill, that payment history, all the things they're sending to me that I never asked for. I was there when they gave all of this to me. And I didn't know what to do next. So I did what everybody does. What do? I put it on the shelf, on the table, and I just didn't think about it. I just didn't think about it because I got so discouraged. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have anybody to turn to. And I got so discouraged that I gave up. Yep, I'm going to let y'all know. I gave up. I did. But, it's not how you start. It's how you finish. You see, I know something about you that you don't know about yourself. You Each and every one of you have greatness in you. And how you use that greatness is up to you. But what I can tell you for me is when they send back verified, when they send back validated, I gave up. But I picked myself up. And I said, Darain, there's people out there that's getting results. You need to get results. Stop wallowing in your despair, and you need to fix this. So I invested in myself and I learned consumer law. Consumer law has a system. Consumer law has a process. The law is the law. Company policies, company procedures do not supersede federal law. It don't. They might want you to believe that it does, but it does not. All right, cool. There's something else that I want to cover with y'all. Let me find it right now. Has anyone here been harassed by a debt collector? Has anyone here been oppressed by a debt collector? Has anyone here been abused by debt collectors? I'll wait for your responses. Yep. Definitely, I appreciate it. Definitely, Noble, I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Has anyone here gotten repeated or continuous telephone calls and telephone conversations from debt collectors? I'm going to ask this again. Has anyone on here received repeated calls or continuous telephone calls or telephone conversations from debt collectors? Mm-hmm. Yep, see them coming in. Okay. What if I told you that a debt collector by law is not supposed to call you more than one time in a 7-day period about an account? Who would believe me? Who would believe me? Sylvia, yeah, you can post it in the Facebook group, definitely. Under the new law, the new rule, a debt collector is not supposed to contact the consumer regarding an alleged debt regarding that account more than one time in a 7-day period. If a debt collector calls you every day about the same account, it is a violation of the new law. Who knew this? Who knew this? If you are receiving multiple calls regarding the same account from a debt collector, I need you to start writing down these times when they call. If they are calling you, I need you to write it down what number they're calling from. And guess what? If you get to speak with a representative, I need you to take that representative's name. All right, hold on, there's more. Did they threaten you, right? Or did they use such language where it was so offensive you felt belittled? Was their language abusive and or profane? Did they call you out of your name? Did you get threatened? Did they tell you that you're going to go to jail if you didn't pay these accounts? If they did, that is a violation. Coercive advertisement. Ladies and gentlemen, there is so much stuff you need to learn. I got paid from portfolio calling numerous of times. Yes, the TCPA, which is the Telecommunications Practices Act, along now with the FDCPA, will ensure that you guys are getting paid. Why is that important? You need to know the law. Consumer law is important. If you don't know your rights, if you don't know the laws that protect you, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about this. If they know that you don't know the law, don't you think they're going to take advantage of you? Their first priority is to collect. It's not to make sure that your feelings aren't hurt. Their first priority is for them to collect. What does that mean? It means they will try to get this money out of you any way they can. Oftentimes by breaking the law. Well, go on, Badman. Thank you, King. I appreciate it. Oftentimes, they will, listen, they will break the law. They will tell you that they're an attorney when they're not. They will tell you that they're going to sue you when they can't. For example, New York. If it's a, wait, before we even get to New York, the new rule, right? The new rule. On a time-barred debt, a debt collector cannot threaten to sue you. I'm going to say this again. On a time-barred debt, a debt collector cannot threaten to sue you, nor can they sue you. They cannot. If you're in New York, a debt collector can't even threaten to sue you. These are the things you need to know. But if a debt collector calls you and you don't know the law, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know the law and these debt collectors keep calling you and they coerce you into paying a debt that's outside of the statute of limitation, they just got money that you cannot get back, even though, ladies and gentlemen, they knew this was a time bar debt. But you see, when you don't know that it's a time bar debt, and you, ladies and gentlemen, answer the phone or respond to the mail or have them coerce you into making a payment, it is a violation of the section. It is a violation of the section. What am I saying? You gotta know your consumer law. Let me give y'all another example. I'm going to give y'all another example real quick. False, deceptive, or misleading representations or means. I'm going to say this again. False, deceptive, or misleading representation or means. What does that mean? What does that mean to you? Do you think if corporations, debt collectors, and consumer reporting agencies, aka credit bureaus, do you think if they weren't doing these things on a day-to-day basis, Congress wouldn't be coming up with these laws? It's important that we know that these laws, these laws didn't just come out of thin air. Like right now, TransUnion is in hot water with the CFPB. Who here has gotten the blanket response from TransUnion saying, to protect your privacy, we've received your dispute, and you need to prove that you're you, and you need to send in a picture of your ID, even though you just sent in a picture of your ID and a utility bill on the dispute that you just sent in. But they had blanket statements that were going out to people. People's accounts weren't being resolved. Inaccuracies was going through the roof, and they were doing nothing. I was at CreditCon, right? For those of you who don't know what CreditCon is credit convention. And there was some representative from FICO, and there was some representative from, representatives from a data aggregator that furnishes information to the consumer reporting agencies. And I'm going to post the videos. I have a few videos, so I'm going to be posting these videos. And I asked them about the new FDCPA rules. And one of the guys looked at me and he's like, I don't know. But these are the people that's responsible to collect data and furnish it to these CRAs. And these CRAs are putting it on your consumer report. One of the guys said, I asked specifically, what process do y'all have in place, or what certification do y'all have in place for when a debt collector furnishes information to you, what process do you have to certify that the information they gave you is accurate? You know what the guy looked at me and said? None. Because they assume that the information that these are the guy's exact words. He said, we assume that when we get the information from these companies, they've done their due diligence. So I said to the gentleman, so you're telling me they have no real certification process in place that certifies that a corporation that furnishes the information you're getting, you didn't check it? The guy told me no. There is no procedure in place. So when you get these verified and validated correspondences, I am telling you that they are not certifying the information. They are not doing it. They are not doing it. They're not. Durain, what does that mean for me? What it simply means is, if you don't take your own interest in your own hands, you think a corporation that's for profit is going to care whether or not you have inaccuracies on your consumer report? You think they're going to care if they didn't do the validation process right? You think they're going to care if you sent in a debt validation notice and they gave you a statement? Do you really think they're going to care? They're not. Their sole purpose is to collect $1 per dollar on a alleged debt that they paid 20 cents or 10 cents on the dollar for. So again, I'm going to ask you, do you think they have your best interest at heart? I'm gonna just wait until y'all answer. I'm gonna see what y'all answer is gonna be. Let me see some of y'all responses. Shout out to Boss. What's going on, King? Let me see y'all responses. Do you wait? Do you sit down and wait for your rights to be violated? Do you sit down and wait for your privacy, right? Your right to privacy be violated? Do you wait until they've done the false, deceptive, and misleading representations? Do you wait until you are cornered before you take action? You cannot wait until it rains to fix the holes in the roof of your house. The holes in the roof of your house must be fixed before it rains. Don't wait until it's raining for you to fix the holes in the roof. That don't make no sense. That makes no sense. So in 6 minutes, I am leaving in 6 minutes. I got some stuff I gotta do. I won't be here all night. I gotta go in 6 minutes. For everybody here that is new, I want you to text right now. Let me see y'all put right now. Validated. Let me see everybody on here that rocks with me drop the word validated in the chat. Let me see y'all drop the word validated in the chat. I see Clubhouse turning up. I see y'all, Clubhouse. Don't think I don't see y'all. I'm looking at the chat. Don't think for a minute I didn't see y'all dropping all them stuff in the chat. I've seen it. I want to see validated in the chat. Let me see validated in the chat. I need all of you to join the Debt Validation Masterclass on May 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you to text the word validated to 917-810-3329. Text the word validated to 917-810-3329. Sylvia, what's going on, Queen?
Hey, how are you doing?
Man, just dropping some gems, sharing the law, having a drink, just going great.
I love this. I love it. Yeah, I finished that letter up.
Talk to me about that letter.
Yeah, we had a creditor that we went through the letter last week,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the things you said on the call today.
Wait, for everybody that wasn't on that call last week, what happened and what did we do? Let's go back from the top.
What happened is I sent out 2 letters for late payments. It was regarding late payments, and the letters returned. They was returned green receipt, and the creditor wanted to send back things that I didn't ask for, like Jermaine was saying earlier, credit application, whether the debt was verified, it was mine, I charged on the card, and all these things they were saying, with the exception of avoiding the fact that I want them to remove the late payment, period. Everything else was obsolete. So the letter that we did last week actually turned out to be about 5 pages long once we target all the different paragraphs from the correspondence from the creditor. So we rebutted the whole letter with the consumer laws in there.
Why is it important for you to learn the law line by line?
Simply because when they send you something back, you need to know what law that you can use to counteract whatever they're saying. For instance, what was great about it, they used the 16 CFR 313.15A5, which they were talking about privacy. So we counteract that law with 15 USC
1681A4 and 15 USC
yes.
1692A.
Right. Yeah. So that's why it's important for us to continue to read and understand and comprehend what each one of those laws means, so you'll know how to rebuttal those letters. Because once you learn the law, how to rebuttal the letter, it gets pretty simple.
So now,
this stuff back.
Based on what we did last week, how comfortable are you now reading their correspondences and rebutting their letters?
Very comfortable.
What made you comfortable?
Well, what made me comfortable is being in the mentor program and you actually being there to help comprehend some of the laws. Because like some of the laws, we may read them, but if you don't really understand the context of what they're saying, it can be misconstrued wrong, or people have fear of using it. So being in the mentor program really helps outline the understanding of the laws and how you need to use them to rebuttal these creditors.
Do you think everyone can be their own credit hero?
Yes.
What does it mean to you to be the credit hero in your family?
It actually empowers you because as it relates to doing anything in life, because credit is king of doing anything. So you got to have good credit. You got to know how to understand and leverage your credit. So understanding that does help. It just takes the ease off your family overall. not just having good credit, but being able to do things with your family, being able to, say purchase or invest in a business. All of this is important to understand these things because it affects every area of your life.
And how comfortable are you now repairing, restoring, and rebuilding everybody's credit in your family?
I'm very comfortable, and I do understand that there's still things that I'm going to have to continue to learn, and I'm willing to do that. And the problem is you can't quit, even though you may run into something. That's why the mentor program is so important. So when you run into something, when we get on these calls, we can ask and get clarification.
Good, good, good. So, being that person that you are an authoritative figure, right, in not only your family's life, but in your community, where you're able to help people rebuild, repair, and restore their own credit. I'm not talking about just saying this isn't mine or they have the same name as me. I'm talking about learning the laws so you are empowered to use these laws to delete any account.
And
There,
the other thing,
one second, there is no
okay,
law. There is absolutely no law that says anything have to get reported on your consumer report. There is no law, but there are laws that says you have the right to opt out of having your information reported.
right,
So who has all the power?
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Absolutely. Now, the one thing that I did learn, Derain, from your mentor and continue to learn is that was the key component to me understanding doing credit consultation is that anything that I don't want reported doesn't have to get reported, but knowing the law, that there's a law that backs you, what's really important. Not the fact whether I signed a contract or whatever else, that doesn't matter. What
You made
matters
an
is what I
important point.
say.
Hold on. You said a contract. So, for those of you on here that hear me sniffling, I have terrible allergies to the pollen, and I'm telling you right now, I'm on decongestion and Claritin, and I'm telling you, it's still kicking my butt. So if you hear me sniffling, or if it sounds like my voice is going, it's the pollen. I'm telling y'all, I could have canceled this live today, but I said no, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna show up. I rather lose my voice here. I just rather it's gonna happen on the live, or like it has to work or it has to work.
Right.
Like that's my attitude. It has to work or it has to work. And what I'm getting at is you are not saying that an account is not yours. You
Right.
are not saying that this does not belong to me. That is
Right.
not what you're saying.
Right.
What you're saying is the law says this, and based on what the law says, I demand this account deleted.
Right.
I don't want this account reported. You cannot tell me that the law says you have to report anything. Show me. I will accept what you're saying upon proof of claim. So show me where you, Mr. Debt Collector, where you, Mr. Consumer Reporting Agency, aka Credit Bureau, where you, Capital One, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, show me where the law says you have to report this account. Show it to me. I'm waiting. Show it to me.
And there ain't another mistake that people think, because when you sign the contract, that the creditor says that they report to the credit reporting agency. That does not say, still, I gave you the authority to report my stuff. Even though I signed, you saying, okay, we report, like, say Capital One said, we report our stuff to all the credit agency. Okay, fine. But where is the contract that said that I told you to report my stuff?
Not only that, Before you report my stuff, you're supposed to give me 3 disclosures.
Right.
So, if you're going to report my stuff, produce the 3 disclosures that I signed that you're supposed to give to me before my information gets reported.
Right.
Show me the paperwork.
They never give it to you.
They never gave it to you.
They never give it to you.
So we're a little bit over time. Sylvia,
Okay.
thank you for coming on. I'm going to close out now because I got some stuff that I got to take care of.
All right. Thank you, Dwayne.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining. And just let people know, like, I don't want you to give me any fluff, Sylvia. I want you to tell the people what it is, your experience, being in the university, all the stuff that's been added. And the rabbit hole. I'm working on getting the rabbit hole done. And did I tell you what the rabbit hole is?
Yep.
It's a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
It's a bunch of stuff. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I know some of it, and I started.
The rabbit hole is a bunch of stuff that's going to lead y'all down a different path. It's up to you. I will not teach the stuff in the rabbit hole. It is for your reading only, and whatever you do with that information is up to you. But just know it will be labeled the rabbit hole.
Okay. Okay. Honestly, no fluff. What Dwayne is saying, I mean, what he's teaching, and honestly, I've been trying to do this on my own for a long time. But what I do understand, when you're into something, you need a mentor. You need somebody that's already doing what you're doing, so it can at least alleviate some of your errors. Maybe not most of them, but it would definitely take a lot of stress off of what you're trying to do. So being in this mentor program for me has been a huge difference in my life. I'm telling you, it's changing the way I think. It changes the way I do things. It's getting that authority back in my life to control my life and my family life financially. I'm not there yet, but definitely staying connected to this group, I will certainly be there in a short period of time than it has taken me not to get there. So I encourage everyone. I mean, I got a blessing to get into this program. Someone blessed me. One of my friends paid for the whole program, and I was so excited because I was actually working on this person's credit.
Shout out to your friend.
I was working on his credit, and he saw improvements within 30 days. And he asked me, he said, what was the name of that mentor program you're trying to get in? And I told him, and he actually paid the whole thing for me. So I am so grateful because it's really something I was trying to get into.
You're a blessing to someone else,
yes.
and someone became a blessing to you.
Yes.
Wow.
So I encourage.
Can we drop some fire in the chat for Sylvia? Can we please drop some, like, before I go, can we just drop some fire in the chat, please? Can we just drop some fire in the chat for Sylvia? And thanks to your friend.
Yes.
That's amazing. I love stories like those, man. Wow.
Yep. So thank you, everybody, and everybody have a great weekend. And I know we'll see. Are we on Sunday or Monday, right?
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna push the university call to May, June. June is a very busy month with me and with the military combined. So I'll be on the road a lot for June. So I am looking to do 3rd week of June to do Monday calls for university. I'm still gonna keep the Sunday calls open. But
This
if
Monday? This month?
the Sunday, yes. But if anything changes with my schedule, I'll incorporate the Monday calls.
Okay.
With Monday being for university students.
Okay. And you're still working on the credit repair stuff because I need to get my credit repair.
It's a lot going on.
Okay.
It's a lot going on.
I'm
But I
working on
am
it 'cause
working
I
the
need my money
six
ready for it.
the 6-figure framework is gonna get finished soon. And I will be teaching like people like you, credit repair business owners, how to scale your business. That's one of my number one thing, to impact as much credit repair business owners as possible. And I will teach you, if you're making under $30,000 a month in your credit repair business, I'm going to teach you how to scale your business to making an extra $50,000 to $100,000 per year.
Perfect.
I'll be giving y'all the whole blueprint. So, yes, it is coming and you're going to get it. Absolute facts.
Perfect.
All right, cool.
All right.
So, Thank you for joining us. Thank you very, very much. For everyone that's here that has not signed up yet, so I'm going to take you off, Sylvia, and I'm going to
Okay.
close out. All right, Queen?
All right. Thank you.
No problem. No problem at all. So for everyone that's new, I want you to text validated. Text the word validated to 917-810-3329. Text the word validated to 917-810-3329. I want each and every one of you on my debt collection, or should I say my debt validation masterclass. I will be breaking down the process of debt validation using the new law. Importance: using the new law, not the old law. Using the new law. There's a difference, ladies and gentlemen. I will, does the university show how to start a credit repair business? I will be having that training in there very soon. Kim and Cam, I will incorporate that in there. So you will be getting that information very soon in the university. Debt validation under the new law. I'm going to say this one. This is my third time. There is a difference with the debt validation under the new law and debt validation in the old law. The old stuff don't work. The new law is more specific. It requires them doing and providing more things. I need each and every one of you on this masterclass. The debt validation masterclass will be mind-blowing. I am going to teach you every single thing you need to know about the debt validation process and why, when they give you a bill, when they give you a statement, when they give you stuff that you did not ask for, that is not validation. And if 30 days pass and proper validation, debt validation, is not done, they have to delete this account. How can I get an answer answered as a university member? I'm not sure what you mean. If you're in the university, all you got to do is just post your question in the Facebook group. Just post your question in the Facebook group. But since that you're here right now, just ask your question, Daniel. Just ask your question. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I am going to close out. Clubhouse, it has been real. Y'all have been amazing. Thanks for sticking with me. Make sure that y'all get your seat, reserve your seat to the debt validation masterclass. Make sure that y'all get y'all seats, all right? It's going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be a mind-blowing experience. Clubhouse, have a wonderful night. I'll see y'all very soon, all right? I'll talk to y'all very soon. Boom, boom, boom. All right. How can I get an answered as a university member about merchant debt? What do you mean about merchant debt? Can I get this? You can get any account deleted. There is no law that says any account has to be on your consumer report. There's no law that says that, or at least I haven't read any law that says that. So can you get the account deleted? Absolutely. You just have to dispute the account the same way you would. But if it's not listed as anything yet, there's no way for you to dispute it on your consumer report if it's not there. You get what I'm saying? So if it's there, you can do what you need to do. But if it's not there, I don't know what to tell you because it's not there. My car people said that it's a law to report everything to the bureau. I only have one late payment. Ask them what law. So when you go back to them, ask them what law that says they have to report anything. Tell them to provide you the law. And when you do, please, I want you to DM me because I want to see that law. I want to see the law that says they have to report anything. All right. Facebook, it's been real. Time to get out of here. I'll see y'all next time, all right? All right, cool. So now there's only YouTube. Now there's only YouTube and IG. I'm about to go, guys. Listen, remember. Before I go, everyone drop validated in the chat. There's a reason why I want y'all to put validated in the chat. I need y'all to be in the masterclass. I need y'all in the debt validation masterclass. All right? Everyone that's here, there is only one Facebook group. No, there is 2 Facebook groups. One, we haven't started. Put the university students will be in 2 Facebook groups. They'll be in the Do for Self and the Consumer Law Secrets University Facebook group. So they're going to be in 2. If you're a part of Do for Self, you will be in Do for Self. So if you have not gotten your tickets yet, you know what? I want to see how many people rock with me. Let me see y'all put, how many people got tickets already for the Debt Validation Masterclass? Kev, thank you. Kev Heb, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I really appreciate that. Thank you. If I send CND, DV, and up to a company, now a different company is sending emails for them. Do I send my known doc to the first company? Yeah, you rinse and repeat the same process. The same process that you used for the first company, send it back to the second company. But my question is with the business cash advance debt. You see, if you co-signed, so before I get into the other stuff, people, if you get a line of credit or a business line of credit or a loan, right? And you secured it as the living person, you personally guarantored that business line of credit. If you default on that business line, they can report it. Now, this is, remember I spoke about advertising of a debt. This is what I'm talking about. So a debt collector may not advertise or coerce the payment of any debt to coerce payment. What that simply means, Daniel, is it's a business line of credit. So what they're doing is actually a violation of the law because they are now advertising that debt, right? They are now advertising that debt to coerce payment from you. So even though it's a business line of credit, but you personally, it seems like, I don't know, it seems like you personally guarantored that line of credit, and for this reason they're able to report it on your personal. That's my comprehension based on what you're saying. So I really hope, Daniel, that that was of some um thank you very much, Mello. I really believe I hope that was of some help. So before I go, guys, text me one more time. If you want to text me, you can text the word validated. Text the word validated, VALIDATED. Text the word validated to 917 810 3329. Text the word validated to 917 810 3329 and be a part of the Validation Masterclass. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know I'm an island boy just trying to make it. I'm an island boy. Y'all know what it is. It's your favorite consumer law expert here, Doreen Delavante. I want to see all of y'all on the Debt Validation channel. So challenge, not challenge, masterclass. See, y'all got me tipsy on here, talking all sorts of things. So I'm gonna see y'all on the Debt Validation masterclass. It's gonna be really important. It's gonna be extremely important that you're there, and the reason why it's gonna be important is if you do not know how to defend yourself, those that know the information more than you will take advantage of you, and that is facts. I do apologize. It is the truth. A lot of people might not like it, but it is the truth. The person that has the information will take advantage of the person that don't. So it's just you have to take control of your own situation. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. For Daniel, no, you wouldn't send it to me. Just post it in the Facebook group and then we'll go through it as a community. What you can actually do though, I want you to redact your name. So mark your name out, mark your address out, mark out the account number. Keep your personal information private. So find a redactor and redact the information before you post it in the Facebook group. All right. So YouTube, it's been amazing. Y'all have been amazing. I will be coming on live a lot more this week because I got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. I'll talk about the I'll talk about false and deceptive or misleading collection means. So I'll probably get to that. But for the most part, we will be covering more FDCPA stuff, especially where the violations are, because that's going to be key. The violations, like you need to take your power back. And I'm going to speak about more stuff that I'm going to be putting in the university. All right. So everyone have a great evening. Have a great evening. I'm an island boy. I'm going to talk to y'all later. All right.